Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm doing my question and answer for my weight loss video. Now I know a lot of you guys are gonna have like specific questions on like, how much have you lost? Blah, blah, blah. There's like part of me that really wants to just be like, I've lost this much, but I think I'm going to do a further video at the end where I'm just telling you all the numbers, all the facts. And that's not necessarily like, that's almost like a protective thing for myself right now. I don't want to become obsessed with how much pounds I've lost versus the health transformation that I'm making because I'm doing weightlifting. So it's not necessarily, I know my personality, and my personality is to be like, how much do you weigh? How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh? And through this journey, I've had to try and combat that the whole time. So also putting out how much you weighed versus how much you've lost brings about a lot of comparisons for you guys, for me, myself, when you guys share your stories with me, like, oh, I lost this amount of pounds in this many months. And although I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome, congratulations, I don't know your circumstances. I don't know what you did to lose that weight. I don't know how much weight you started at to how much you lost, if you weighed more than me or whatever, but it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, well, how come I haven't lost that much weight? Or, oh, I've lost this much, so I'm doing better. And I don't want to get into comparisons because I just feel like that's just not good for anyone. So this is about what I have done to lose a significant amount of weight. And I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a trainer, I'm nothing. I am a regular girl. I am you. Or if you're a boy watching this, I am a regular girl. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I had twins, so the wreckage is large. And what I want you to know is that I'm someone who hated working out, okay? And I'm the girl who wants the shortcut. I want the quick results. I want the fast results. I want the least amount of effort to get the most amazing results. And I've tried all those things. Like all the years that I have been overweight, which is only since my twins have been born, and it's been a while. So a lot of people don't know my twins' age, but you know, it's a long time. They're older. So it's been a lot of years. So I was thin pretty much my whole life, and really thin actually. Like people would always comment on how thin I was. And when you go from that to then nobody commenting about, and if they are commenting, it's like, you know, you've changed. Okay. So it was really difficult for me. I tried all the quick fixes, all of the quick ones. There are no shortcuts. If you want lasting, long-term results, there are no shortcuts. So I asked you guys what questions you wanted answered. And now I have been filming throughout this whole process. I started this journey September 29th, 2018. I filmed videos for you guys to document the whole thing, knowing maybe I would and maybe I wouldn't share those. I've filmed myself at the gym, starting how I lifted weights in the beginning, things that I did, what my body looks like. You will see all of that. I have all of that footage that I plan on sharing a little bit later. However, I do understand that it's a journey and you guys want to see sort of the middle of the road. So I'm going to try and share some pictures in this video and just answer some questions and tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm super happy. I feel so good. I feel so proud, and I don't know why that makes me emotional, but it's good to feel proud of yourself, you know? I want this for you guys. Like, you know, I was the girl on the other end of every single video watching, hoping that I could be the one. Hoping, why won't this click for me? Why won't this work for me? How come I can't be the one that has the before and after? How come I can't get it together? I'm like the personality that's like, I'm going to get this, and I am doing it. Like, I am determined in every area of my life but weight loss. And it was because I was looking for the quick fix, the quick thing, the rapid weight loss that's non-sustainable. And I just wasn't willing to put in the work long-term that gives long-term results and actually changing my lifestyle. And if you do that, you will have results. I promise you, if you put the effort in, if you really cut the excuses, every single person has excuses and a reason why it's difficult, because it's difficult. Period. You're gonna have to make sacrifices. You're gonna have to get up in the morning and do things you don't want to do, or before you go to bed, do things you don't want to do, or in the middle of the day, sometimes do things you don't want to do. You're not always gonna be motivated. I'm not motivated, but I'm dedicated. People are always looking for how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? I don't stay motivated, but I'm dedicated to myself and show up for myself. And that's how it works. So anyways, I'm going to get into the questions that you guys asked, and hopefully you guys find some value in this video. If it can just like help one person maybe make a decision, but I'm going to try and answer all of the questions that I've been getting to the best of my ability, and hopefully this will help you guys. Okay. A lot of people want to know, just first off, a rough sort of estimate, like how'd you do it? Where did you start? So on September 29th, my friend Mary, now I had this friend and we were just kind of friends. I don't want to say that we were just casual friends, but I had added her on Facebook because we actually did Rae Dunn shopping together when we were both really into Rae Dunn, and we kind of met that way. And I had seen her posting stuff on Facebook because, like I said, we became Facebook friends, and I just kept seeing her transformation. And I would comment like, oh my gosh, girl, you look so good. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you look amazing. And she would write me back and be like, hey, come to the gym with me. And I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I don't work out. Like, thank you though, but like, no. And so finally she was just like, come to the gym with me. And I told my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl like won't stop asking me to come to the gym. Like, clearly she doesn't get that I don't work out, but whatever. I think I'm gonna go to the gym with her. So I went to the gym with her for the first time, and we were working out, and you know, she was just taking so much time to show me exactly what she had done, and she had transformed her body. And at the time, I think she had lost 40 pounds, roughly 40 pounds, when I started working out with her in September. And she looked amazing. And I thought at that point, like, oh my gosh, how could she even change any more than this? And boy, did she. Which I'm going to leave all of Mary's info down below, because she has an Instagram page, Mary McKee Fit. And you have to follow her because she's amazing. She posts all of our workouts because I video every workout that we do, and she posts them on her page. So I get a lot of questions about, can you show me what you do at the gym? Now, until that long video where I show everything really of me, you can go and look at the workouts that we do, and she shows it and breaks it down super simple so that you guys can follow along if you're going to the gym. So anyways, she asked me to go to the gym, and I started by, you know, we were running a mile, and I mean, she pushed me really hard that day. And I think it was a Saturday, and the next day she was like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, well, I have church and everything tomorrow, so I can't come tomorrow, but I guess I could come Monday. She's like, great, see you Monday. And then so Monday I showed up, and she's like, okay, see you tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, this chick thinks I'm working out with her every day. Well, I did. I showed up every day. She worked out every single day, Monday through Sunday, and I never went Sundays, but for the first like 4 or 5 months, I went Monday through Saturday with her at the gym. And we just did strength training, and that's really how I feel like my body changed, like the strength training. And it wasn't quick. Like, the results on the scale were not instant. It was a slow burn of like, you know, the numbers would go down slowly. Now, I do weigh myself every day for data, but I don't become obsessed with the number because I've been weighing myself for so long now. I know the way my body works and like how it goes down and when it goes up and what I'm doing, and not to fret. So a lot of people have asked, do you hit plateaus? Absolutely, but I don't think they're plateaus. It's just part of the process. Some points of the journey you're going to be losing quicker than others. So I started with that, and then I started walking like 1 mile to 2 miles in the morning. And I did that for several months, and then I kicked it up to 3 miles and 4 miles a day. And now I'm walking between 6 and 8 miles every day. So I'll walk like sometimes a little bit of that in the morning and then a little bit at night. If like my husband's not home or something like that, I walk in my cul-de-sac. So I'm doing loops in my cul-de-sac. I'm right here with my kids. So, you know, it's like no excuses. So Mary told me from the very beginning, no excuses. I'm a mom too. I have 3 kids too. I don't want to hear any excuses from you about why you can't come. Figure it out, you know? So I was just like, dang, this girl is intense, like, but I'm so glad because I'm the person that's like every excuse. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't make dinner tonight, like I didn't get it all going, like I don't know what my kids are gonna eat, and she'd be like, no excuses, like figure it out. So I learned how to be a better strategic planner for my goals, planning when my kids eat, planning how it worked out. My husband, you know, has sacrificed a lot in watching the kids so that I can make this happen, and we all as a family decided it was a priority. So that's kind of how I started. So I basically, 5 months, I decided to stop working out on Saturdays and Sundays at the gym. So I do strength training Monday through Friday at the gym, and we go to Planet Fitness. And then every day, Monday through Sunday, I walk the 6 to 8 miles. Now, some Sundays I do absolutely nothing. I just enjoy the Sunday, but typically I will walk maybe 4 miles on Sundays. But I take Sunday really as a major rest day. But yeah, so that's what I do for the working out portion. Early on, I decided that I was going to join Weight Watchers. Now, if you're interested in Weight Watchers, I will leave a link down below. I think you can get a free month, and then I get a free month if you sign up. But I love Weight Watchers. I did that because basically whatever diet you decide to do, whether it be keto or, you know, counting your macros or, you know, any like low carb or whatever you decide to do, you have to make sure you are in a calorie deficit. So whatever the calorie deficit is. Now I'm going to link a website that I calculated what my calorie deficit would be, so what I need to eat. But a great place to start is using MyFitnessPal if you don't want to download Weight Watchers. But Weight Watchers sort of does the math for you, and they put you in a calorie deficit with the amount of points. So it works on how many points you can eat. Now I've done several videos on what I eat in a day using the Weight Watchers way of eating, and I really enjoy that because I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I don't feel deprived, and this is just like a way of life, you know? So it gradually, the scale goes down, I'm building muscle, my body is completely changing the way that it looks and the way that, you know, my muscles are forming and stuff. And so it's all kind of working together. So I highly recommend Weight Watchers because it's worked for me. But whatever you do, you have to make sure you're eating in a calorie deficit. On Weight Watchers, there are things called 0-point foods. Now, those foods, they still have calories. So you have to be careful not to overindulge in your 0-point foods just because they are 0 points. They do that because they're higher protein and they want to encourage you to eat enough protein. I eat like about 170 grams of protein every single day. And that's super important to be building muscle and to go into fat loss. So that's what I do. And I drink tons and tons of water a day. So I got this jug this is my Juggy. I got this off of Amazon, and it's 80 ounces. I drink about 2 of these a day. And yeah, just make sure you're drinking a ton of water. You'll see benefits all over the board. And yeah, so that's kind of the way of eating that I do. And like I said, I love Weight Watchers, and I only do it online. I do not go into the meetings because in this journey, like I said, I don't want to compare myself to other people. I don't want to go in and weigh in front of people. I don't want to be caught up with, oh, did you lose weight in a week or whatever? No, I've done Weight Watchers where I've gone to the meetings before and I found them helpful at the time. But this time I just knew that this was like on me. I'm accountable for myself. And another thing that I got was an Apple Watch. I find this extremely helpful for me, is to have something that is counting my steps, and you can compete with others because you can link your watch to other people's. I don't personally do that. You just have to know yourself. I don't want to compare my journey to anyone else's. I don't want to know how many steps that you're doing in a day and look at my watch and be like, oh my gosh, I gotta go. No, I want to wake up and be like, what do I have to do today to accomplish my goals? Not what Susie or Sally is doing or what this person's doing. I need to know what I'm doing. So I have a ton of friends who are like, hey, can you pair your watch with mine? And I'm like, no. I mean, the thing is, my husband and I are in the same iCloud. So what happens is his watch data goes to that person anyways. So I can see theirs, but they can't technically see mine. But I don't want to see theirs. So I don't want to know what you're doing or when you're working out. I just trust that you're working out. And I know that that's like a competitive thing, and a lot of people love that. I'm a competitive person, but it's not healthy for me to concentrate on what someone else is doing versus what I'm doing. It doesn't motivate me more. I am internally motivated to do this for myself, and I'm just using my internal motivation or determination to do it, and I don't want to have to feel like I'm disappointing someone else by if I'm not getting up at that specific time because they've gotten more steps and blah blah blah. But if you find that helpful, an Apple Watch is super helpful. I like it because I like to see what I'm doing every day. It keeps me accountable. So I love the Apple Watch. Okay, somebody asked, how do you get over the mindset that you've tried to lose weight before, you've failed, and you'll probably just fail again? How are you able to keep the faith that this time it would stick and it would work? It is a mind shift. It is a mind shift. If you believe you'll fail, you will. If you believe you will succeed, you will. It's whatever you believe. If you go into it saying, I always fail, I always fail, I always fail. I always failed, okay? But this time I was just like, no, I'm doing it. I am doing it. And every day I wake up, I'm doing it. Okay? You have to decide that you're doing it. If you decide you're always going to fail, or that it's temporary, or, oh, I'll just do this for 3 months just to get a little bit off, or oh, I'll just go really hard for like 4 months and I'm going to lose this amount of weight. No, don't do that. You just need to decide, I'm going to do this. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. That's what you have to think in your mind. I think to myself, I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm not letting the bone go until it's done. I'm doing this until I get to the spot that I want to be. So for me, it's going to be different for everyone, but I have a certain amount that I want to lose, and I want a way that my body will look at that weight. It's really about how I feel healthy and strong. However, once I'm down to that amount or close, I know that I'm going to change and my goals are going to change. So for everyone, it's different goals. This person says, I'm a working mother of a 6-month-old and I struggle with time and mom guilt. I find myself reaching for a glass of wine. I know it's not helping with my weight loss. Did you limit alcohol during your journey? As a mom of school-age children, did you find it easier with the time than a newborn? Obviously, yes. It's easier when your kids are school-aged than when they're younger, but when they're younger, I have a friend right now and she gets up at 4:45 in the morning and she has a baby and she goes and works out at 4:45 in the morning, and then she comes home and then she gets her baby ready and then she goes to school and teaches school, and then she comes home and does all the nighttime stuff, and she does it. So that's making no excuses. So also, if you can't work out, you can always control what you're eating. Always, you can control what you're eating. So limit your portions, or try a different way of eating, or just cut one thing out, or change one habit, and start small if you need to. But, people always say like, oh, I can't work out, or I don't have the time to work out that much. It's really not about the time that you have. Like, do you have time to watch Netflix? Probably. Do you have time? If you don't, okay. I'm sure there's going to be some people being like, no, I literally don't have the time. But you always have the time to be eating differently. You can always control, because it takes no time to choose something different to put in your mouth. So that's what I say. If you don't have the time, then change the way that you eat. Also, the time, I always made those excuses. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have time. I literally don't have time. But I found myself sitting in bed like scrolling the internet for an hour. So instead, I put my headphones on, I go for the walk in the morning while I'm scrolling the internet and watching Instagram. That's when I do my Instagram stuff. So it's just all about how you're using your time and adjusting your priorities. But I did limit alcohol during the majority of this. I just find that it's just like this, the juice is not worth the squeeze on it for me. I'm not like a huge drinker in the first place, so I did limit it. However, if it's something that you really, really enjoy, then fit it in, because then you're going to feel too restricted and it's not going to be a long-term lifestyle for you. So if wine is something you enjoy, find a way to fit it in to your daily life if that's what you need, or your weekly life, or some way to fit it in, because it has to give and take. So you're going to have to give somewhere else to be able to take with the wine, but fit it in. Okay, someone asked, they would love to know how quickly the weight came off, and you felt like if there was a turning point, something that helped you to keep going and stay consistent. The weight came off, I would say I lose an average of like 6 pounds a month. Some months more, some months a little bit less, but it's an average of 6-ish pounds a month. And so, you know, just expect an average of 1 to 2 pounds a week. 1 pound a week is really, really good. So something like that. Now you're going to have weeks where maybe you don't lose any, or you gain, or stuff like that. And that happens, but don't give up when that happens, because there are many times that I wanted to just give up and stop, and I'm so glad that I didn't, because, you know, I wouldn't have been able, I always did that. I always gave up because I was just like, oh my gosh, this isn't working, so I might as well just start eating whatever I want, you know, or I might as well start doing whatever I want. And this time I just was like, no, there's nothing that's gonna stop me. And what kept me motivated? My kids, and just the fact that they were like, oh my gosh, mommy, I'm so proud of you. You're going to the gym all the time. Like, I can see your body changing. Like, you look amazing. And like, my little girl would like wrap her arms around me, and she'd be like, mommy, I can fit my arms around you, like, and touch my hands. And like, and then she'd be like, I'm so proud of you. And it's stuff like that that, you know, you don't even realize. Like, I had gotten so big that my daughter couldn't even wrap her arms completely around me and touch her fingers. Like, that's nuts. So when she started to say stuff like that, I was just like, okay, you know. And, you know, eventually people start noticing, but people didn't start noticing that I lost weight for quite a while. I would say when I had gotten to losing about 30 pounds, people started to notice. Like, you guys started to notice online, and people started to notice in my daily life. And like, now it's like everyone I see is like, oh my gosh, you look so good. But I think they're afraid to be like, did you lose weight? Which I do have some people who have said, did you lose weight? But I'm telling you, every single person who's lost weight wants you to say, like, oh my gosh, you look so good. You lost so much weight. Like, they kind of do want you to say that. At least me. I'm just like, yes, I lost a lot, okay? And it's been hard. One person asked me, was this intentional? And I'm like, so intentional. You have no idea, so intentional. Do I have cheat days, and are those bad in my opinion? I don't have cheat days, but I do have cheat meals sometimes, and I don't consider them cheating. I just consider them a little bit more higher calorie meal. If you consider something cheating, you're putting yourself in the mindset that you're making foods good and bad. And I like to think I can have all foods. It's just about like, you're budgeting constantly of like what of the higher caloric foods that you're gonna eat versus what you're gonna do here. So if I know that I'm gonna have a little bit more high calorie foods for like a birthday party or a party, I'm gonna do that. But then I'm gonna go a little bit less in other areas and kick up my walking for the day, and, you know, making sure I'm getting in my water and all that, just so I can set myself up so that I'm not feeling like, oh, I failed or whatever. And if you have a day where you just completely blow it, one day, 1 week, 1 month isn't going to completely ruin your journey. Don't let a day turn into a week or a week turn into a month. But if you do, don't just throw away everything because you did that, because I've done that multiple times, and then it's like another 2 years before I do anything again, and then that's another like 30 pounds that I gained during those 2 years. Someone asked if I reached my goal and my goal weight, and no, I have a lot more to go until I'm at my goal, but my goal is a large goal, and so I downloaded an app called Happy Scale, and I like it because it breaks up your goal. If you have a large number to lose and you need to break it down, mine breaks it down into 10-pound increments, or you can do 5-pound increments, whatever you want. So it will tell you you're 40% of the way, you're 50% of the way, you're 60% of the way, you're 70% of the way. It gives you that percent when you drop down, but you're only looking at that short little goal versus looking at all of it, and all of it is hard to look at sometimes. So I just concentrate on the next mini goal. So I have milestones. So I'm just concentrating on meeting that next milestone, and that's really all I look at. So if you have a large amount to go, I highly recommend that app. What are my favorite workout clothes? I could do a whole video on workout clothes and bras even that I love, and leggings and shoes. I think I might. I get a lot of leggings from Amazon. I love these specific Amazon leggings. They're high-waisted, they suck you in, they have pockets so you can put your phone in them, especially like on your walk if you're listening to music or podcasts. I listen to a ton of podcasts on my walks. I love Crime Junkie, so I just like listen to all the crimes. It passes the time. Just like tank tops, even if you just don't have it in your budget for like a ton, if you have like a Plato's Closet near you, they have a ton of really nice workout gear that's hardly ever used, especially tank tops. And you can just get a ton of really, really cute tank tops there. So that's a tip right there. So if you're looking to, like, if you're on a budget and you want to, you know, find some really cute tank tops, I buy a lot of stuff from Nordstrom, or I really like a few, I got some at Academy, like, what are they? Like Adidas tank tops. I really like the way those fit. So anyways, I just find them at all places, but leggings, I have specific ones that I love from Victoria's Secret as well, but the ones that are the most affordable and the best, I think, and I get the most compliments on, are the ones from Amazon. So I'll try and link those down below, but I think I'm going to do a whole video on my favorite workout gear because I have specific shoes that I invested in early on that I think made such a difference with running and walking so much and all that. So get yourself a good pair of shoes. I'll tell you that right away. Do you use a food scale? Yes, I do. I use a food scale to weigh and measure my food. You would be so surprised at what you think is a serving or a gram or a half a cup or whatever the amount is on the package that says it's this many, even if you're doing Weight Watchers, like this many points for this many grams of food or this many ounces, and you just are doing it by hand, you're just eyeballing it, you would be surprised at how much you're probably going over at what a serving size is, or maybe you're underestimating. So using the food scale is really, really crucial until you can sort of get an idea of what foods are. So I do still use a food scale. What are your go-to snacks? You guys, I have a Built Bar every single day. It is one of my #1 go-to snacks. I love the Built Bars. They're like candy bars. They come in a ton of different flavors. I always have a code linked down below, or my link down below. I've purchased these bars, thousands of dollars I've spent on these bars because I love them so much over this last year of this journey. I discovered them right away, and they are only 3 points, and I can't tell you how, like, they just really come in handy for me. I grab one every day and eat one, and it's just the best because it tastes like a candy bar to me, and it's so filling, has so much protein, it's super low calories. So whatever you're doing, even if you're not doing Weight Watchers, because they're only 3 points on Weight Watchers, but if you're not doing Weight Watchers, it's only 110 calories. It's keto friendly and it's macro friendly. So anyways, those are really good. I eat those. A lot of fruit and vegetables that I food prep and cut up so that I have healthy snacks on hand. Hard-boiled eggs, snap pickles, I love those. I only eat half the bag at a time because they are pretty high in sodium. Veggie straws, anything that I buy at the store, I kind of figure out the portion size, and then I portion them in the little snack bags, and then just have them pre-portioned out with the points written on it, and then I just grab and go whatever I want, or little cherry tomatoes, grapes. I try and eat fruit in the morning more so than I do at night, because I noticed a trend of the fruit at night, I wouldn't lose as much weight with eating the fruit at night, so I try and eat all my fruit in the morning. Someone asked, what's been the hardest part of your journey? I think it's just sometimes doing things when you don't want to. Like just being like, oh, I've been working out so hard. I just want to lay in bed right now. I just don't want to do anything. And then it's like thinking to myself like, no, I have goals. I have to get up. I'll feel so much better once I do this. And it's kind of like doing that. Or I have a lot of like...
You want to work out?
What?
Is that all right?
Yeah, have you just been sitting there listening to me film?
No, I just walked in here to open the door.
You blew it open like a crazy maniac.
Well, you look pretty.
Thanks.
Hey, I mean, unless you want to go do something.
No.
We can do that when we get back.
When we? Are you going with a mouse in your pocket? When we get back? No. Go work out with you?
Yeah.
And then go work out again tonight? And then go for a walk again tonight?
Yeah, get you a quad in.
No. Okay.
You look pretty on.
Love you. A lot of times my family will, well, every Friday night, we all hang out on our driveway. We live in a cul-de-sac, so our neighbors, we all hang out. The kids ride bikes and play. And we, in the winters, we do a fire pit and we cook like hot dogs and s'mores and have a pizza night. So I have substituted my 2-ingredient dough pizza or skinny dough pizza that I make, and I will have that ready for myself to eat when everyone else is eating like regular pizza. I find mine is delicious and it's totally filling, and because pizza is my favorite thing. So that's always was a hard day for me until I figured out a plan and I had a strategy going into it. I use my Built Bars in between 2 graham crackers. If you heat it in the microwave, it puffs up like a marshmallow and you can make a s'more. And so now I have that, and I can have 2 s'mores with a Built Bar and the graham crackers. So for me, it is so important to have things that my family is having, so I don't feel like I'm the one making sacrifices. They don't feel like sacrifices. I'm just planning strategically, and I don't look back at anything on this journey and think like, oh, I was starving, or oh my gosh, I was, you know, so unhappy or whatever. No, because I've gone so slowly and I'm okay. It's a journey. It's not a race to see who can lose the most amount of weight in the shortest amount of time. I know a ton of people who are like, I lost 100 pounds in 1 year. And then like the second that they hit 100 pounds lost, they start gaining again. Because it's not a race. It really isn't a race. You don't get a cookie at the end if you've lost 100 pounds in a year or whatever. Like, it's a slow process of however much you want to lose. But you know what I'm saying? It's people are making it into this type of a race, and I think that is just like gets to a lot of people's heads, because then they think that's the standard. And if you are losing that much weight in a year, trust me, you're making a lot of sacrifices. I mean, I've lost a lot, and I'm not feeling deprived. There are days that I've gone to bed hungry, but let me tell you, you won't die of hunger. I just am like, okay, you ran out of points today. You're really hungry, but you're not going to be eating anything, because you can go to bed and you can wake up in the morning and eat then. And that has always worked. I can count on my hands how many times, but sometimes you will be hungry, and it's okay, because you're not going to die. Okay, the last question that I can see is like, what made you stick to it this time? And like I said, it was just like something snapped in me, and I said, I am doing this. And no one can stop. My husband always says, no one can stop me. I'm all the way up. It's true. That's literally what I think to myself all the time. No one can stop me. I'm all the way up. I won't be the person who just does it for a little while and then gives up this time. And I knew from the second that I started, when Mary was devoting so much time to me in the gym, that there was no way that I was going to let her down with coming through on sticking with it. She was devoting time away from her family, extra time, where she could have just been in and out of the gym, but she was devoting it to me. And I just thought, you know what, I got to prove to this girl that I'm worth it, and I'm proving to myself that I'm worth it. And I feel so good. Like I said, I feel so accomplished. But you know, I just want to tell you, like, if you're watching this video and you're wanting to start something, or, you know, you're struggling or whatever, like, I got you, man. I know exactly the feeling that you're feeling right now. I know the deep desire to, like, want it and then feel like everyone else around me was getting it. But the mind shift, the reason why it worked this time, is I just realized I'm the only one that can control it. I am literally the only one who can decide if I get it or if I don't. Me. You are the only one who has control over if you do it or if you don't. So just decide that you are going to make it happen, because your husband's not going to make it happen for you. Your kids aren't going to make it happen for you. You know, you can have a meal planner. They're not going to make it happen for you. They're not going to eat the food. When you can have a trainer, they're not going to make you do the things and consistently eat at home the way that you should. They're not going to get up and make the sacrifices to do the things all the time. You are the only one. Losing weight and fitness is the only thing you can't fake, cheat, buy, or steal. You are the one that has control over it. And once I realized that I was the only person getting in my way, and I had to make the choice, that was when it really, changes started to be made for me. And it's funny because I had the control the whole time, and I just made excuses and didn't do it. So if you're like me and you're sitting on the other end of this camera, and you know, you're watching this video and you're just, I'm nothing special. I'm nothing special. I'm just a girl who decided to do it, and so can you. So I hope this helps. If you guys have additional questions, I'm going to try and do follow-up videos. But that one large video, I'll try to show some more pictures of my weight loss in that larger video, and like videos of me, and then footage that I've taken, just showing like my mental state. I've done many mental check-ins throughout this journey, like sitting down in the camera like this. So you can see those, and yeah, so that video is coming in the future. But I will continue to do food, what I eat in a day, because I know those are helpful for people. I eat a lot of the same things, and so it's really difficult to I want to bring you new content, not the same foods that I've been eating, because that's not helpful. But it is a lot of meal prep and eating a lot of the same things sometimes. I mean, I have like weeks where I'll eat, you know, chili that I've prepped, or weeks that I'll eat like poblano peppers, stuffed poblano peppers, or I'll meal prep a bunch of that, or weeks that I'll have like a hard-boiled egg for breakfast. And so it's just a lot of like the same things. I'm someone who can do that, but you just have to find foods that you like and find a way for it to fit in, because I eat all the foods that I like, and I find a way to make it fit. So anyways, hopefully this is helpful. But again, leave questions down below. I'll either try and answer them, or I will try to do an updated video using those questions that you asked me down below if I didn't happen to answer them in this video. So, oh, I know a question that I've gotten a lot and I didn't answer is, how does my husband feel? He is amazing. He's the biggest cheerleader. He tells me all the time, you're beautiful. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I wish I had your determination. Like, he's a huge CrossFit person, so he's really into fitness. And so for him, this was just like awesome to see me, because he was doing that like almost 2 years before I started anything. And so he never said anything or forced me into it, but he just sees the change. It trickles down into every area of your life. If you're feeling terrible about yourself, and when you're feeling better about yourself, it trickles into every single area of your life. So I'm a better version of myself because I decided to give to myself. So anyways, he's the most supportive person, and obviously my kids are so supportive, and everyone in my family is just rooting for me, and that just feels so good. So if you guys don't have that type of support system, you know, let me know. I'll be your cheerleader. I'll be the one rooting for you. So, you know, slide into my DMs on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Lolalynn Mitchell on Instagram. And I post a lot of before and afters there. So if you are looking for a little bit more current updates, if I'm not putting these videos out fast enough for you, check there. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.